Shabbat Shalom. We are also friends. Here we are, standing at Sinai. All of us together. Look around the room. You were at Sinai, I recognized you. And you were at Sinai, you recognized me, right? So we were all there standing there together in that moment of oneness, of unity. And it's understood in Jewish tradition that every generation, past, present, and future, was actually at that mountain. In the thunder and the lightning and the signs and the wonders came that voice dictating those commandments for us to live a life of truth and justice. And we come to this moment of standing at Sinai with a hope for a world that can be redeemed. A world of chesed. I'm going to talk about chesed a little bit later, right before we make a prayer for the world to be redeemed. And what can it be redeemed by? When we ask God to shelter us in uncertain times, especially after a week of reaching record numbers in the casualties and noting how many people have died from the coronavirus. And a world that needs to be redeemed from violence, certain violence that is happening right now, particularly in Minneapolis, but which has resonated around the country. So we come and we ask God for chesed. Chesed, can we see it in the eyes of the other? Loving kindness, a deep kind of loving kindness, a kind of harbor in the storm, knowing that another person is there to reach out to you, is there to recognize your humanity, is there to say, I feel alone. I feel scared. Sometimes I feel that I wonder where God is when times are so distracting. And the answer this Shabbat, right smack in the middle of Shavuot, when we've gone through these weeks, Shavuot meaning weeks, we've traversed 7 weeks since Passover. Can you believe? Does it seem like 7 years to you too? Yeah, I mean, 7 weeks though. And here we are, and we've gotten to this moment of Sinai where we receive. What do we receive in this moment? We receive this. Look into the eyes of the other. Look there and see chesed. See loving kindness from a community that cares about you. See loving kindness in the small and large gestures that come your way. These are meaningful moments. We've sort of put an accent on that together. Because we have been looking up. We've been looking up to that mountain. We've been looking for some kind of sign, some kind of, you know, when the sky breaks open after a cloudy rainstorm or something like that, and you see these beams of light, that's what we want so badly. So our eyes turn toward the mountains. We ask, where's our help gonna come from? And we remember receiving that Eitz Chaim, that beautiful tree of life. Redeem us, help us carry on, walk with us through this shadowy time. And we feel the hope that Torah is there to give us that guidebook, that Torah is indeed what we grasp onto for our strength. So sing with us a few songs as we open into Shabbat, and maybe some rays of light will come bursting through those clouds. I like knowing that this happens every week. So I want to thank you for showing up. Maybe this is your first time ever being with us, and we want to welcome you. Maybe you seem to be coming back every single week. We love it. And maybe you haven't been here for a little while, and believe me, nobody's checking your dance card to see if you've been dancing for a while. You know, you're just here. We're just happy to see you. So we are going to turn our attention now to our candle blessings. And if you have candles at home, please feel free to light along with me and the cantor. It's a good thing when you can find your matches, that helps. So we light, and then we'll make the blessing together.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe. You have hallowed us with the mitzvot and commanded us to light the lights of Shabbat. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Don't you always wish you had a great graphic to pull out of your pocket every time you wish somebody a Shabbat shalom? Well, now you do.
You do, Rabbi, you do.
Yeah. Shabbat shalom, everybody. So help us to sing Lecha Dodi and really bring in the Shabbat spirit.
Here's a beautiful melody we haven't sung in a long time. La 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 Lecha Dodi, ya la 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 nikrat kala, ya la 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 pnei Shabbat lekabel. חדודי, יאללה לה 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 לקראת כלה, יאללה לה 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 פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה, שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, ישמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו תפארת ולתהילה. יאללה לה 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 לך דודי, יאללה לה 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 לקראת כלה, יאללה לה 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 פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה, לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, יאללה לה 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 לך דודי, יאללה לה 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 נקנת כלה, יאללה לה 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 פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, יאללה לה 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 לך דודי, יאללה לה 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 נקנת כלה, יאללה לה 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 פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה, בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובסהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, יאללה לה 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 לך דודי, יאללה לה 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 נקנת כלה, יאללה לה 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 פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה, יאללה לה 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 לך דודי, יאללה לה 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 נקנת כלה, יאללה לה 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 פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please stay standing. Baruch Hu. Calling us to worship.
Baruch Hu et Adonai amevorach, ya la 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 ya
we take our seat, and I want to ask you or invite you as we go into the next movement of our service here, this whole middle section of our service, to really focus on a chesed moment that you have encountered, a small kindness that could have gone overlooked, but actually restored some sense of humanity for you. And maybe you just want to write a word or two in the chat box about some like tiny chesed. Don't name names, just name the moment in a few words. Use the chat box, share that chesed. This is the kind of thing we need to know, that the world is redeemable. The world is still going ahead. We're going to be okay. We just need to have these little acts of kindness following us along to restore our faith in humanity and in nature. And this is our moment of Ahavat Olam, right before the Shema, when we receive love and when we learn how through the Shema to extend it back out. And we do this through the study of mitzvot and of that path, the Torah, which we received through Shavuot. Cantor, will you please read that for us?
I can't see it either.
Okay, well, I'll do it because now I can see it.
Okay.
Day and night we will reflect on these mitzvot, for they are our life and the length of our days. Then your love shall never depart from our hearts, O God. Praised are you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vahed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך, בכל נפשך, ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך, בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Let's read this together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Say
Well, there are little acts of chesed everywhere, right? And for me this past week, it was the smallest things that I noticed. I actually went on 4 errands yesterday. Don't worry, I wore my mask, but I went on 4 whole errands. I felt like such a big kid. And as I went out, I was particularly a little nervous. You know, how are people going to be? But it was when somebody allowed me to, you know, cut in line, you know, in front of them and didn't sort of bulldoze their way through when I was trying to go through the CVS drive-through. And it was when another person just, you know, made eye contact in a car next to me, just a friendly, you know, and you have to really look, you have to do your job to be really mindful. What are my eyes saying? You can only see half of my face. So the eye contact is particularly important, right? Do you see yourself like you're smiling, but the person can't tell? So you really got to go out of your way. These little acts of chesed are not just nice, you know, random acts of kindness. Those are sweet. But actually, I want to argue tonight in just a word of Torah before we make our Hashkivenu prayer and before we go into our silent Amidah or our partially silent Amidah, that chesed is actually the glue that makes it all bind together. If Shavuot is about the receiving of Torah, which is the contract, that compact between God and the Jewish people for how we were going to communicate, how we were going to live by certain rules, then it's chesed that actually is the glue that binds it all together. And that ultimately binds us to God because of God's unconditional love for us, and because it's what also binds us human being to human being together. Ruth, in the book of Ruth, Megillat Ruth, which is traditionally read on Shavuot, she knew of chesed. In fact, she was like super chesed woman. She really, really embodied in her life chesed because she saw it with her mother-in-law, Naomi. She followed Naomi after Naomi had been devastated by loss in her own life, the death of her husband, the death of her 2 sons. And Ruth decided to follow her. This act of sort of, I'm going to glue myself to you because I need to come with you. Your people shall be my people. Your God shall be my God. And it seems that Ruth maybe had no cause for this, but it was a love. It was knowing that she felt this kinship with someone. She was showing the smiling of her eyes through that mask. She was able to communicate, I'm going with you. We're in the same human family. Ruth, after all, was a Moabite. And here Naomi, who had gone from being the pleasant one to the bitter one, through all of her loss and all of her anguish, Ruth came along outside of the tribe and said, no, we're together. Human to human, we walk together. And Ruth herself knew what it meant for somebody to have chesed for her when she met Boaz. And he redeemed her, he took her in. And this goes on throughout the book of Ruth, these small acts of chesed. So Ruth is that book of chesed, if you will. And Rabbi Jonathan Sacks writes about the redemptive power of chesed. And he says that we should pay careful attention to a phrase that comes up, particularly as we study the Torah on Shavuot, a phrase that embodies what this connection is between humanity and God. And there's a phrase that keeps on coming back over and over together. If you listen carefully, Moses speaks in the book of Deuteronomy, and it says this, V'yadata ki Adonai Elohecha hu ha'Elohim hakel ha'ne'eman. And here's the important part, Shomer habrit ve'hachesed. You shall know that the Lord your God is God, the faithful God, Shomer habrit ve'hachesed, who keeps the brit, the covenant, meaning that Torah at Sinai, ve'hachesed, and loving kindness. And this phrase, Shomer habrit ve'achesed, the covenant and that loving kindness, comes up multiple times. It comes up in the book of Nehemiah, King Solomon says it in Kings. And the Rambam, the Maimonides, a medieval scholar, says, what's chesed? And he answers it saying it this way. Chesed is so important because it means doing good for people in a way that they have no claim on you. They have no claim on you. It's a chesed. It's not justice. It's not tzedakah. It's not charity. It's chesed. This is special. They have no claim on you. And nonetheless, you're going to do a chesed for them. They're going to do a chesed for you. It's going beyond anything that the law even asks. And it's as if to say this, Lord Rabbi Jonathan Sachs goes on to say. He says that the covenant by itself that we received at Sinai is just not enough on its own. And you might say, what is that, kind of blasphemy to say that the Torah is not enough? It's not. On its own, it is the Brit. It's that covenant that says, yes, we are in a contract with you. So if I don't carry out my end of the contract, I'm making us vulnerable. One of us is going to be vulnerable. God, if you don't hold up to your promises to me, and we've been there, friends, we've been there. Where is God? In this pandemic, we might ask, where is God when I experience illness myself or with somebody I love? Where is God? And we say, if I don't have that fulfillment of the Brit, of that holy covenant, and I'm looking for God and I'm not finding it, it's a terrible feeling. We're feeling vulnerable. But God is Shomer HaBrit ve'HaChesed. This is a God who sanctifies us through both that covenant and love. That's what binds us together. You should not feel vulnerable. God is there. And this is the message throughout the book of Ruth and on Shavuot. And these acts of loving kindness that we see, small things that I ask you to point out in the chat box, those little things are not just representative of humanity, but Judaism would say actually representative of the divine, of God being active in our lives. Somebody has a little compassion for me, there's God. Somebody is more patient, or I'm more patient with them. You know what? My aperture opens up and I see a little beam of light coming through the clouds. God. This is how Judaism looks at the picture that we can't always see. Because sometimes we're just looking up to that mountain and we're saying, where are you going to come from? Where's my help? And it's in the chesed. Can you find that? Can you find those small things? Those small acts of kindness humanize in a moment where we may feel very isolated, right? There is a humanity in that chesed. There's a lightness when we feel that kind of darkness. There's a celebration when we feel despair. And so I want us to think of that glue. And more than that, friends, this Shabbat, I want to ask you, this Shavuot of Shabbat, the Shabbat of Shavuot, to be the glue. To be the glue. So many of you are asking me, what can I do? And I want you to start advertising what it is that you're doing or that you see other people doing. In a few weeks, we're going to have a special Shabbat dedicated to people who are the glue. And I want you to already start using your creative, that little inch more of thought and maybe rest we get on Shabbat to say, who do I know who's doing something really special? Vis-a-vis chesed, that they are making masks for people, that they are taking food and leaving it at the doorstep of somebody, that they are making sure that you've witnessed a small act of kindness. We want to celebrate these people because you know what? This is what we're trying to pass down midor lador from generation to generation. This is the stuff those are the ties that bind. If somebody sees that, we're all being schooled in what it really means to be a human being at this moment. And trust me when I say, the Cantor and I are already thinking about Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And no matter how much we plan, this whole enterprise of being Jewish is just about making sure that by the time we get to certain moments in our life that we're prepared to say, I've noted the goodness and I've tried to do it myself. That's all we're trying to accomplish here. And wouldn't it go a long way if the world were cloaked in this garment, this Shabbat and always, thinking about those places that are just a little bit too much on fire, thinking about Minneapolis, thinking about so many other places that are racked by violence and real racial justice issues coming up again for us as a country. And really with so much despair in the hearts of people of every shade of the rainbow. How do we add a little chesed to put out that fire? How do we add a little bit of chesed to calm down some of these frayed spirits and the fear that has blossomed yet again? And how do we just reach out to our friends and neighbors and just say, you know what, I'm here to quench that fire of fear. I'm here to help you make your way through these uncertain months ahead where we don't know when that vaccine's coming. It's coming. But until then, will you just take my hand? Will you just help me build this little tent of chesed, of shalom, of believing that there is justice and truth, and that also, you know, the secret ingredient is our chesed. Add that loving kindness. Then we build the world that we so desperately want. It starts with us. So sing, please, with me, everybody, this Shabbat. A little hashkivenu, little drop of chesed into the world. We ask God to just, you know, throw that love around the people who need it, embrace them in a shelter of peace. And all of us.
Amen. Amen. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת.
Standing in our place or seated right where we are, coming into this moment of feeling like a community and also listening to the depths of our own being to speak in this moment of Amidah.
Adonai שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Gula livnei v'naham, Le'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Mosheh u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני בחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Taking just a few beats here for our own beating hearts, hearing our own souls talking to us, this moment of quiet reflection. Find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. This moment of Misha Berach, we want to remember the people who are sick, and if you want to add any names to the chat box, please do so now while I read our list from our congregation. Shraga ben Alexander, Yentefega bat Rachel, Eliyahu ben Sarah, Harav Reuven Shlomo ben Mendel Valea, Naomi bat Miriam veharav Yosef, Gittel bat Yehuda v'Chaya, Zisselchana bat Yitta Rivka, Norma Agranoff, Bob Aronson, Jim Connolly, Pat Caudle, Lily Kovitz, Michael Gokenauer, Ethan Kadish, Ruth Kahn, Delma Killinger, Fran Kreiselman, Wilhelm Bill Lang, Nancy Martin, Linda Mendel, William Nolan, Anthony Paneth, Clark Patton, Helene Paselnik, Cassie Rutsch, Joe Sanders, Rosemary Scheiman, Don Scheiman, Florence Taylor, Annette Turner, Barry Turner, Sandy Tizer, Fran Ziegler, Stan Ziegler, and all of those people who are ill throughout the globe, and especially thinking of those people right now in the chat box. We sing.
Mi sheberach imotenu kor habracha le'amotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. And let us say, Amen.
Refuah shlema, complete and total healing.
So, friends, we have included a blessing and a prayer for caregivers in our community right now. And I want to share a beautiful prayer, a melody that our dear friend and colleague Cantor Jack Chomsky wrote. And it really is so beautiful that and so important. It's based on a passage in our Siddur, Yehi Ratzon. And the message is that we are safe together apart. May it be your will today, our Father, our Mother, to show your mercy to your people as we turn our hearts to you. May it be your will today, our Mother, our Father, to show your mercy throughout the world as it turns its heart to you. Keep us apart from desolation. Keep us free from the dread of disease. Keep us safe together apart. Give us strength. May we find love in our heart. Sisters and brothers in our land and throughout the world. And we say, Amen. And we say, Amen. This is the chesed that the rabbi spoke so beautifully about, that we just need that love and hope in our hearts. So we thank you, all the caregivers out there who are healing us.
Thank you, Cantor. And of course, we make a prayer for the entire world. We keep 2 countries in our hearts, but maybe there's more that you think of. I mean, certainly this sentiment extends to every nation. Nation shall not take up sword against any other nation. Neither shall they ever again study war. These words, we pray, are released into the ether and just imbibed by us all. We sing. Please stand in your seat as you're able for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Taking a seat, we turn our minds and our hearts to the memories of people in our lives who are dear. And we may have been thinking them already this morning. We had Yizkor, and we remembered certain beloveds in our lives. And we take really the time right now before Kaddish to remember those people who have left this earth more recently and those who died at this time in seasons past. And so in the period of Shiva, and as you hear your loved one's name, you can stand and represent. In the period of Shiva, we send our love and best wishes both to Betsy Krause, who is remembering her great aunt, Iris Levy, and to Josh Gaines, who is remembering his brother-in-law, Jerry Ryan. In the period of the Shloshim, the 30 days, we are remembering Joan L. Aronson, Rabbi Sissy Karan, Annette Krieger, and Joyce Politi. If you are here with us this Shabbat during the 11-month period, after having lost somebody that is dear to you, please stand in your place and quietly say the names of them. And this is the art site, the anniversary of the following deaths: Elsie Berkowitz, Faye Blyman, Ruth Bruck, Joseph T. Clayman, Kate Coe, David M. Fuhrer, Wanda V. Fillinger, George O. Fillinger, Celia Miller Frank, Ethel Grossman, Louis A. Harris, David Keller, Isidore Klein, Phyllis Lando, Grace Leffman, Frida Gilstein Levine, Eileen Levison, Blossom Lowenstein, Alan Mickler, Martin Miller, Ben Newhouse, Stephen Rosenthal, Hyman Schreiber, Betty Snyder Schumann, Alfred Segal, Ralph Soller, Gerald Tenenbaum, and David Weinstein. And if you have any additional names, you can feel free to write their names in the chat box right now. We stand with you and solemnly remember them with love and faithfulness and the chesed they brought to our lives. We say Yitkadal v'Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'olma divrachi rutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam le'olmei maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal. Shmei d'kudsha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran bi'olma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. V'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are grieving. God, lift up your canopy of peace over all of the people whose hearts ache and who mourn. And may they know comfort, gladness in the memories of the people that they think of right now. And we say, Amen.
Amen.
Taking our seat, friends, and settling into Shabbat. We have a very special Shabbat coming up this coming Friday night, a week from tonight. What we hope you'll do is go to our website and share the heck out of this visual right here. We're going to have a summer celebration because, you know what, we still got to celebrate. We have so much to celebrate. And Dan Nichols is a Gucci favorite, Gucci summer camp, which is unfortunately closed this summer. But one of the great Jewish rock and rollers of our time is Dan Nichols. And he has an incredible gift for singing very singable songs, writing them, composing them, and a great balance of Hebrew and English, and just makes everything super accessible. And so you're gonna love him. And we want you to invite all of your friends. So invite your friends, tell them, you know, we just need them to write their name so we can be watching out for them. We can't have people showing up as so-and-so's iPad because we don't know who they are. And we want to safely admit everybody always to our Shabbat service. So invite your friends. We're really hoping that you'll also invite your kids, your grandkids, your younger friends, so that the kids can really have a little rock and roll Shabbat jam. And we hope you'll join us next week. Also, some great summer offerings. We hope you saw that we have our whole TI wellness community is just being rolled out right now. Some really fantastic offerings coming up, especially with some of our congregants. So Dana Zager is teaching something about mindfulness and having a group conversation about just dealing kind of with the trauma of the moment, and searching for hope amidst the isolation you may be feeling. And Lori Guth is also going to be teaching us, she's teaching Urban Zen, which is a really lovely combination of some contemplation and gentle movement. And I hope that you'll join us for any and all of those things, including Jewish meditation tomorrow morning. So friends, if you have a glass of wine or grape juice nearby, bring them on over, and maybe some challah too. We'll make kiddush and motzi now.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahav ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron ma'aseh v'reishit, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדיש השבת. לחיים.
L'chaim. To life, l'chaim. Can we get that cued in the background?
That was last week when Arkady was here. That was last
Oh,
week
that's
for the
true.
fiddle. Yeah, you know. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lachem min haaretz. Amen. And we conclude.
Stick around right after this, friends. We're going to have a total of 2 minutes for you to take yourself off of mute and to just say hi to your friends. Wishing everybody a Shabbat Shalom.
Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. Shalom, shalom, hallelujah, kol ha'olam, salam, shalom, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom.